Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.
What's good, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Live Wire Sports Media. So, the Indiana Fever has strolled on to 4 straight wins in this game against the Dallas Wings. Yes, they handily beat the Dallas Wings. It wasn't never close. It was pretty much the Dallas Wings made it a fight early in the first quarter, but the Indiana Fever, like they did against the Phoenix Mercury a couple of nights ago, the second quarter was their quarter, and they built the lead. The largest lead was what, 12 points at that time, but they coasted all the way down to the end. Now, we already know Kelsey Mitchell didn't have a particular good game against the Mercury, but Kelsey Mitchell came out and led the way. She had 23 points in this game. Erin McDonald continued her spectacular play. And yes, again, I'm going to continue to harp on this. The bench of the Indiana Fever has been stepping up for the last 2 games, a total of 53 points total in 2 games. They had 21 tonight off the bench. Again, if you're going to win, it'll be a championship team. If you're going to be that kind of team that when it gets down to the playoffs, you need your bench to step up. And the bench is coming alive in every way possible. I mean, the addition of Chloe Bibby, I would love to see her play more, but with the Fever already had that game in control, she could have got a little bit more minutes. She only played like what, 2 minutes in the game. Um, she had what? She had 6 minutes, 6 points in the game, but she was 2 from 3 from the field, 2 for 3 for 3-point line. Like I said again, they had 21 points in the game. You know, so I mean the bench did good. Sid Colston continues her red hot shooting for three. Doing her thing. Lexi has 7 in this game. Dantas had 5. She picked up 3 early fouls. That kind of killed her momentum, being on the floor a little bit more. What can I say? Natasha Howard was crashing the board tonight. She had 16 rebounds. She almost had 20 rebounds total, but she did her thing. She kind of like helped the Leo Boston out down low by controlling the paint because you already know it. They was throwing bodies at Aaliyah Boston all over the place. Tasha Howard had 11 points. Aaliyah Boston had 12. Both of them had a double double. Kelsey Mitchell was red hot. She had 23 points. Sophie Cunningham, she had a handful tonight. She had a handful with Paige Beckers, I'm not gonna lie. And Paige was getting to her spots here and there, but as again, you just throw different bodies at Paige, because she loves to get to the mid range. She's not gonna take a lot of threes unless she's like completely wide open. Erin McDonald, she came off that 27-point game and came into the game with 15 points and 6 assists. Yes, she has 6 assists in this game. So Erin McDonald has been stepping up. She has been applying pressure. And this is what we need for this Indiana Fever team. This team is starting to play together a little bit more. They're starting to find a rhythm. There are some things still for this team to really continue on. Now, the thing about it is, the Indiana Fever is only a half a game out of the fourth or fifth seed. Now, if Atlanta lost tonight, and the Fever and to say the Seattle Storm lose tonight, because the Seattle Storm do host the Indiana Fever on Sunday. So, but nevertheless, I mean, you think about this. The Indiana Fever and the Dallas Wings tied in the first quarter, 22 points. The Fever went on to outscore them 26-20 and led at the half. They came out. What I said, the third quarter was always the crucial quarter for the game. The Indiana Fever went on to outscore them 22-15 in the third quarter. Then they got outscored 21-18 in the fourth, but they couldn't cut it no more down to 6 points with 5:30 left in the game. And Paige we thought Paige was going to take over, but she didn't. The Indiana Fever is continuing to build an identity that is going to be strong for them as they go on. Now, the field goal percentage to the game, 45.2 to 40%. There was 12 for 28 from three, where the Dallas Wings was 2 for 15. Dallas shot a measly 13% from 3-point line. That's bad. But the Fever shot 42.9. Free throws, the Fever was 79%. The Dallas Wings went to the line 24 out of 25 times. Some of that was Page, and they almost shoot 100% from the field. Now the Fever did out rebound them 44 to 30. They outsist them as always 25 to 16. They outsteal them 10 to 8. They have more blocks than us 7 to 3. We have more turnovers 20 to 15. That's the area that needs to be cut down more, turnovers, because like I said, to play winning basketball, championship basketball, you have to understand that you cannot turn the ball over as many times that you have. I have to take my hats off. These last two games, the Indiana Fever has played really well. And like I said, with the addition of Chloe Bibby, it has helped space the floor a little bit more, because now you got a person that is automatic from the 3-point line. There is no second guessing if they're going to make it or not make it. They're going to hit that shot. And if she takes three threes in the game, she's going to hit 2 out of them 3. That's just pretty much that. Um, like I said, overall, this game was pretty good. Points in the paint, it was pretty much by even 36-34. Fast break points, we had 14, they had 10. But the one thing we got to continue to look at, the growth of the Indiana Fever, because as long as the Indiana Fever is continue to win games, this is going to help the recovery for Caitlin Clark a little bit more. If the Fever if the Fever managed to get to the number 2 seed, and it's not far fetched that they could get the number 2 seed, the way New York is playing right now, up and down. Phoenix looking pretty shaky after they got beat down against the Fever 2 nights ago. Then you got Atlanta. You don't know which Atlanta team that's going to play. The Seattle is hit and miss as well. So the Indiana Fever has a golden opportunity in the next few games to really put a dent into that lead and secure a top 2 seed in the standings. Um, Nevertheless, again, let's go back to the defense of the team. Like I said, Sophie Cunningham had her hands full with Paige Beckers, and you have to continue to throw bodies at her. Now, Paige Beckers did got shaken up early in the game in the third quarter, but she was managed to come back later on and contribute in the game. Aaliyah Boston, she always starts off slow, but nevertheless, she comes on later on in the game. Um, Lexi Hall, she continued to play outstanding defense, hustle at the ball, and that's what, to me, this unit that what the Indiana Fever does, it helps so much with when they play defense. They in exchange, because it looked like they was trying to find their way early in the first quarter, and they couldn't really got the rhythm going the way they needed to. But then they finally figure it out and say, okay, we got this. Um, but Natasha Howard, again, I know a lot of people don't want to see her in the starting lineup, but you can't take out the starting lineup if she's not playing bad. She's not having bad games. That's she crashed the ball hard. She has 16 boards. She and 5 assists on top of that. With 11 points. Her Boston had 5 assists. Aerie has 6 assists. So that's where almost all the assists came from the 3 players. But nevertheless, Natasha Howard did. Now, we said this before. Natasha Howard is going to, if she could feel like she got a great matchup against her opponent, she's going to take it. She's going to do what she needs to do. You can't dispute that. You can't dispute that at all. And she stepped up big, especially when we needed crucial shots. Erin McDonald was 4 from 6 from 3. She was knocking them down. She was ice. She had 4 rebounds, 6 assists, only 2 fouls in the game. That is great for her. Um, Sophie Cunningham, like I said, she didn't score much. She had 6 points, but she had 5 rebounds and 2 assists. But she had a handful. She was mainly Paige Becker's shadow all night long. Now Paige did get the best of her from time to time, but there was time they had to make Paige work for her shot. And when you could get a great player like Paige Beckers to work for her shot, then you're doing a great thing. So to me, I love what I see from the Indiana Fever. They have won 4 straight right now, looking to go 5 in a row against Seattle on Sunday, and we're gonna see. And if this Fever team wins against the Seattle Storm, especially without Caitlin Clark, and they already showed that they could do it, they're capable of do it. Guess what? It's gonna be a lot of conversation because again, if Caitlin Clark, they could keep Caitlin Clark out long enough to where they say, okay, she's ready to come back, and this team rolling the way it is, this team is going to be real dangerous in the playoff because nobody is going to want to play the Indiana Fever at all. So again, if you think of what the Indiana Fever could do differently in this game, well, I say turnovers. And 2, Stephanie White, in the second quarter, you could have easily built on a 12 to 14 point lead in that game. I mean, bust that game wide open in the second quarter, but you kind of take your foot off grass and you did what you do always, bring in an ill-advised substitution, especially when you see a player like Chloe Bibby was giving you good minutes and hitting down crucial shots. You got to continue to find plays for this young lady and let her knock down these open shots because this is what's going to bust the game wide open for you because teams going to try to figure out how to play her and play her differently, and that's going to open up things for the other teams, the other players too on the team. So again, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about this game. The Indiana Fever is rolling right now. They'll have 4 straight in the locker. So again, hats off to Kelsey Mitchell, leading this team again, putting this team on her back, but she didn't have to do it alone because she had her starting 5, her starting 4 with her doing the things that they needed to do. So until then, like, comment, subscribe. Until the next episode, Live Wire Sports Media, I'm out.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live Wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.